Hi guys, again I'm back. This is Dennis from Moko Poultry Farm and I'm yet back with another exciting project. This is gonna be a 5,500 capacity layer structure. So there is a big story behind this structure. Just the way you can see this structure, there is a structure down there. This structure you're seeing, it's for 3,000 capacity layer birds. We came, by the time he contacted us, sorry for him, he had already got another contractor who constructed this structure, but unfortunately it wasn't on the actual standard. Actually, they called me when they were just on the dump course, and I tried to direct this person what to do exactly, but still the things he did wasn't the right things to be done. So we got this structure from there, the way you see it, and we are also gonna construct another structure which I've just talked about of 5,500 birds. So this is it. You're gonna see two structures. So this farmer is having a very big dream. He's planning to have over 50,000 birds on his farm. So he's really having a very big dream, and I believe he will achieve it because he followed all the basics needed to be a successful farmer. So today I'm here to show you about this project because it's really a nice one, and we are excited that it's Muku in control over it. You know, for us, basically in structures, anything concerning structures, we are compared to none. So today I'm gonna talk about these structures. Why would a person need a company or a specialized person to construct for them their chicken structures? We've realized that many of people, they just find any person who can who is having a hammer on the village, and they're like, you come and construct for me this coop or the structure. But we are here to explain why it's very important, mostly to a farmer who is having a bigger dream, to use specialized people. So I wanna give you some of the reasons why you really need people like Moko Poultry Farm. So these are the features or properties or things that should never miss on your chicken structure. Things you have to also look at. Yes, I won't say that all people will contract Moko Poultry Farm to construct for you your structures, but I want you also as a farmer to be able to differentiate between a right structure and a down standard structure. Even if you contract a person or a village person to construct for your structure, you have to be with some basics you have to look at and to know that yes, I'm being given a right structure. So these are some things you have to look at. You have to make sure that your structure is well aerated, well ventilated. By talking about ventilation, we don't mean oxygen. No, we don't mean just oxygen. It has to be able to have a well flow of air. That's one. It has to be with good lighting. All birds need, mostly the layers, they really need a structure with the good lighting. Another thing, the layout and the spacing within the structure. We have to make sure that all your birds will be having enough space within the structure, and outside the structure you have to make sure that your structures are well spaced. The minimum you can give between a structure and a structure, it must be minimum 10 feet, but the recommended is 30 feet between two structures. That will also reduce on the spread of diseases and the good aeration within the structures. So these are some key features you have to also look at and know that this structure is right or it's not. So after knowing all those features, after having all that expertise within the construction, there are some key features you also have to look at while getting your structure. There are some things you have to consider while starting up a poultry structure. So I'm gonna try to outline for you all these things so that you become a master on your own village or on your farm. Like, you can also bring a mason or any contractor to construct for you a structure, but you give him commands because you're knowledgeable about what you're trying to construct. So the first thing, choosing the right materials on the site. If you see these projects, I think you've been seeing two structures here. The first structure which we found there, having already constructed, but it's very expensive. So these two structures, the one we are constructing and the one downwards, wait, the camera will move down and you'll see the downer structure. That downer structure is for 3,000 birds. The one we are constructing is for 5,500 birds. But cost-wise, the structure of 5,500 birds constructed by Muku is cheaper than the other one. You get it? So you have to choose the right material to use and the right way to use them. You get it? This is very essential. You have to know which poles to use. Yes, we have poles in different diameters. So you will find a person using very big poles and making the structure too expensive for a farmer. And you'll find a person using very weak poles with a smallest diameter, something like 2 inches diameter, so making the structure too weak to sustain the environment. So you have to know which materials to use. You realize that some farmers will also need to do the roofing with metals. You get it? So you have to know which materials to use. How do you consider these materials? You have to first look into your wallet. How much are you having? That's a basic question. How much budget are you having for that structure? Secondly, what is your environment? Are you in a windy environment? Are you on the hill? Are you in a swampy area? You have to know which materials to use. That's a key feature. So at Muku Poultry, when we come, that's why we recommend a site visit. Before doing anything at your farm, we first have to come to your site. Reaching the site, we assess the environment. We know the materials, the real materials you will need on your structure. So the other thing is about the temperature control within the structure. The temperature, the ventilation. How do you ventilate your structure? You have to know the right materials to use while ventilating your structure. We have a lot of meshes around. You have to know which mesh to use within the structure. You have to know the exact length to give your structure. A well-built structure wouldn't have been less than 8 feet high. But that's the average length. You have to know your area. Is it so cold or is it so hot? Like when you know it's hot, then you have to increase, make it more than 10 feet high. But when you realize that no, we are having a very cold environment, it's okay. You can use 7 or 6. So you have to know your area, the temperature of your area, the highest temperature you've ever recorded. So you also have to know those things while you're constructing your structure. Then we go to the most crucial part, predator and pest control within the structure. Sometimes it beats my mind a lot whenever I go to a farmer's place and I realize that this farmer is trying to fight predators or pests within the structure which has already been built. While constructing your structure, you have to make sure that you cater for these things. For example, at Muku Poultry, we always use 2 levels of meshing. We first put the chicken mesh. The chicken mesh helps us to prevent small predators like rats, I think rats. Then we use the bigger ones, the welded mesh. I'll try to show them to you after you'll see them. These welded mesh will help us on bigger predators like cats and dogs and all wild animals. You get it? So you have to make sure that your structure is well enclosed. You have to use the right things to enclose your structure, and they have to be strong enough to withstand any force that come from a predator or any person. So you have to make sure that that thing is well catered for. Then the other thing is about the waste management within the structure. This is very crucial because it helps to keep the good hygiene within the structure. So how do we control the waste management? We start with knowing the exact breed you're gonna put into the structure. Are you gonna rear local birds? Are you gonna keep broilers? Are you gonna keep layers? All these birds have their different lifestyle. You get it? Then what type of system are you gonna use? Are you gonna use cages or depleter? You have to know these things while starting up a chicken structure. So I always tell people, like, when we build for you a structure like that one we are constructing right now, it's for a deep litter system and it's gonna be accommodating layers. We always guarantee you that the moment we will put the wood husks or the rice husks or the coffee husks within this structure, it will be there for over 2 years. For over 2 years. You get it? Because we've studied and mastered the art of these structures. But you realize that some people will keep on changing this waste every after month, or the waste becoming wet or bringing in ammonia a lot. So you have to make sure that the waste management will be well catered for. How do you do these things? By giving in the good ventilation. That's one. By giving in enough space. You have to know that that structure, it's not all about the guesswork that no, you see this structure, it must accommodate around 2,000. No, you have to calculate and know the exact number that will fit within the structure so that we don't crowd that structure. The moment you crowd that structure, it means it will kill the aeration, then bringing in the problem of waste management within the structure. Then, if you are at all, you're gonna try cage system. The cage system, you have to make sure that you've built trenches within the structure where you scoop the waste from. You have to know that. So while constructing these structures, you have to know the exact thing you're gonna use this structure for. It will help you to know what exactly to do within the waste management system. Then we have what we might call the scalability of the farm. What do I mean by this? What are the future plans of your farm? You realize that many people end up messing up their land because they don't have a right site plan. At Muku Poultry, the reason why we recommend a site visit, after reaching onto your ground, we first plan for the entire site. We tell you that how many birds are you planning to rear on your farm. That I want 20,000. Okay, you want 20,000. How many structures are you planning to build? Like 3 structures. Then we plan for these structures. By the time we construct the first structure, we leave you with that mentality or that future plan that I will construct this structure here or here or here. So we give you that proper site plan. We don't want you to mess up your land. So you have to make sure that before you put up anything on your site, you have that plan, that future plan, that expansion plan within your brain and your plans as well. Then the last thing I should talk about, I think, because there are many points, but today I haven't talked about my structure. But I think if at all you've been following Muku Poultry Farm, I know you know all these steps, the steps we take in the construction of our project. So if at all it's your first time to see Muku Poultry Farm, then you can go into our old videos. You can see how I will explain each and everything, why we do this and this and this. I explain all these things. So and I'll be uploading some more videos explaining about the projects we do. But today I just chose only and only to tell you about these things, because it hurts me a lot whenever I see a farmer failing in the initial stages. It really hurts. It beats my mind. So the other last point about these things is the cost efficiency. This is a main issue. Muku, I'm tired of feeling sorry for people on my site visits. Many times I visit farmers, they've constructed a well-designed structure, a very big structure. Everything is so nice, but they are out of funds. They have nothing to continue with the project. So why would you build a bigger structure and finish all the funds and go into a loan? Why don't you start small? If at all you're having a plan, let me explain it this way. Let's say you have a plan of having 10,000 birds in the future, but this plan is like 5 years ahead. Then why do you go on and build a very big structure? You get it? So it means most of your fund will be seated in this structure, yet you're not using it. So if at all you are having little money, start with a small structure. Start with a structure of something like 2,000 birds and use all your money to feed the birds and expand gradually. You get it? There is no reason why you would construct a structure of 5,000 birds and start with 1,000 birds. Then it means most of your money will be seated in this structure. You get it? So you have to know things to do and to do them in the right way. That's why at Muku Poultry, when I do a site visit to your farm, I have to first ask for your plan. What are you planning to do? That's why I've ended up many times telling a farmer that I want to construct for your structure, because I don't want to be part of your failure story. You get it? I want you to be telling stories to your friends and family members where you failed in poultry and include Muku Poultry's name. No, the moment I see that there is no success, I won't construct a structure for you, because I want to construct a structure where I will visit tomorrow and you're prospering. You get it? So you have to start a structure thinking about the cost effectiveness. So also selection of the materials to be used. In our structure, if at all you've realized very well, many times we use bricks and sometimes we use iron sheets. You get it? So you have to know your wallet. If you have little money, why do you go for bricks, yet you can also construct a structure of only iron sheets and survive? You get it? If at all you don't have enough money, then why do you go on and use the new iron sheets, yet you can go downtown and find old iron sheets and you also start farming? You get it? If at all you have less money, why don't you use the eucalyptus trees in roofing than going in to purchase the metallic bars to use in the roofing? There are a lot of things you have to look at that will minimize the cost of your structure. You get it? That's why at Muku Poultry Farm, however much we produce the most quality work, we try our best to cut the costs. Anything we include on your structure must be needed, and we must have analyzed that it's the cheapest on market. That's why we build very nice structures, but very cheap. And I also told this thing to my people: if you're looking for the cheapest structure, don't come to Muku. No, we don't build the cheapest structures. But if you're looking for the cheapest but high quality structure, come to Muku. You get it? Because however much you want to give the high quality structures, we won't miss out that quality thing, or how should I say this thing, the durability thing. We don't miss those things. So we have to make sure that we give you a high quality neat job but cheap. That's Muku Poultry Farm. And I think that's it for today. Thanks for keeping in touch with me. The way you see this laying box, actually I've been constructing these laying boxes, but for this farmer, he complained. He was like, no, I'm afraid people may steal my eggs. So we had to put on those locks. So for this laying box, after the egg has been laid, you have to come with a key to open all these laying boxes. There are really many, but the farmer had to buy all the locks to lock all the laying boxes. Anyway, just look at the farm. Just look how nice it is. I think you followed from the beginning up to where we are. So at Muku Poultry Farm, we make sure that we give you a very, very neat job. A very neat job. Just look at it. This is our footbath. This structure had something like 4 doors, but each door has its footbath. The reason why we put all these doors, there might come a need of you partitioning the structure. So that's why we did that. Anyway, thanks for keeping in touch with me. Bye bye.